Hello everyone and welcome to the next tutorial video for ThunderPig hosted services. This tutorial video is going to be how to update your mod pack. We're going to do it via the, I guess, simplest method I personally think is to update your pack, and it will be via the FTP client. We'll be using FileZilla as our FTP client for updating. So one of the very first things you're going to want to do when you're going to update your pack is you need to first, go into your control panel and stop the server. So let's get in there, go to Game Services, and click Stop. So if you want to make sure it's stopped, even though it says it, if you want to double check, you can click on the web console and it'll say this service is stopped. So we now know that the server is in fact offline, no one's using it. So next we're going to want to go to our FileZilla. So this is still up from the last time we used the video, but I will bring it up again just to get it to show it to the whole way through. So we'll go here, FileZilla, FileZilla. So we're going to use the IP address under FTP and the port number of 8821. 8821, the username of your account, and then the password, the password of your control panel login. Then we'll do a quick connect. So we're back in the server. So for the, I guess, the step through of how to do this update, we're just going to essentially reload the server with what it currently has. So we go into our server and we do a comparison. We have just downloaded this mod pack from AT Launcher, is what we'll say. We just created the server and we want to, we're going to do main pack. I guess I could have gone back and done other versions here, but we're going to do the main pack, we do the mainline excessive, and we click install. So when that goes through and it does its install, I already got it, so I'm not going to download it again. We will get in here again, in our lovely AT Launcher server folder, we will have our lovely mod pack. And inside that mod pack, we're going to have all these folders and files again. So to do the upload of to do the update of the mod pack, we look here and we do a comparison. So there's a new config folder, so we're going to hold control for all these. And we're going to click the config folder here. There's an examples and docs. We're going to click that one. There's an ID map. There's a library. There's a modes folder, a modifier, a mods, a script, and a time zone. Also, there's a Forge file. So we're going to select Forge here. We're going to select the Minecraft 1710 file. And there's a tags.txt. So we select all those. So we should see here that it says 3 files, 9 directories. And if we look over here, it should say the same. 3 files, 9 directories. So on this side, we want to remove all these folders. So we just right click and we go delete. Yes. It will clear out all the folders and the files of all those ones that we selected, which is essentially a copy of exactly what is sitting over here. So we're deleting all these folders because these folders are now new, they're updated, they have different mods into them, different versions, and so on and so forth. We deleted the Forge and the Minecraft 1710 jars because it could be that this contains a newer version of Forge as well. So that's why, since we're deleting the library folder, we should also delete the forgeloader.jar file so that it can work with the library folders. So we clear all that out and then we just copy it back over again. Now, the one thing you don't want to do is leave those folders on the server and then drag and drop these over on top of it, because the mods, when they do their naming conventions, they put the name of the mod, let's say Applied Energistics, AE2, and it'll be dash, 1.7.10.25721 version 2677, throwing numbers out there. When it does a new one, those version numbers are going to change. So what ends up happening is if you drop the new mod folder on top of the old one, if a mod hasn't been updated, it'll say overwrite. But if a mod's been updated, since they're not the same file name, it will put both copies of the mod into the mod folder, and your server won't start because it's going to complain about duplicate mods and improper versions of mod and forge loader, and it's going to cause you a great deal of headache. So make sure that when you do an update that you delete the associated folders and files that come with the update on the instance before copying them over. Also, make sure you do not select the world folder. If you select the world folder, you will delete your world, and if you don't have a backup, you're starting from scratch. Another file not to delete is your server.properties file. Now your servers.properties files has two lines into it that the control panel looks for. One line is server IP, the other line is server port. Now if those two lines aren't populated in your server.properties file, the control panel will stop your server. It will say there's a rule violation has occurred. I'm looking for the server.properties file to contain the IP address of the server and the port, and it will complain saying it doesn't see it, and it will stop your server. You'll get email notifications regarding that if it does occur, so it's always best to just leave the server.properties file intact and just modify it if you change your pack or if you need to do any changes to it. So now that those folders are all deleted, you see we still maintain the world folder and the server.properties file. They still sit there. The ULI hasn't been touched, so we're not going to have to worry about marking that as true. We come here and we just drag and drop everything here. Now don't drag and drop it onto a folder. You see how these are highlighted? If I let go of it right now, it's going to start copying all these folders inside report. We don't want that. We want it to go right to the top level. So if you put it down on top of the files here, it will work. Or come to the top and drop it right here in your IP and port folder right there. That also works, but I'm just going to drop it right here. So it's going to queue up this 260.6 megabytes to upload 1700 files. So it's just going to begin the upload process here and keep going. So it's going a little on the faster side. But you'll see that all the folders are starting to repopulate now. All those ones that we've taken care of and got rid of. So once this is done, I'll come back and we'll continue on with the next step. So bear with me, I'll be back in a few moments. Okay, and we're back. The files are now uploaded to the server, and it has been updated with the new files and new folders from the update of the pack. Now, you're probably at this point really excited. Your pack's updated. You just want to get in. You just want to get going and get playing. Now, a common thing people do is that they sometimes forget to rename this file back to forgeloader.jar. And what happens if you forget to do that? You go, okay, my server's done. Yeah, come on, let's play. And you start it up and you see running. You're like, yeah, but you don't notice that PID 0. That's telling you the process ID. If you see PID 0, that means basically even though it says it's running, the server isn't actually running. And what you'll see here is you'll pop in here and it'll go, cannot start server. Please install Spigot, MCPC, Forge, Craft Bucket, or Minecraft. And that basically is trying to tell you you forgot to rename it. So the easiest way to fix that is stop the server, go back, make sure you rename it to the proper one, forgeloader.jar. Done. Start. And web console. And from there you will see the pack is loading. And that pretty much applies to any of the mod packs that you grab, whether it be from the FTB client, the Tekkit client, the Technic pack, or the Technic client, not Tekkit, the Technic client, the AT launcher client, any of the servers from Minecraft that you grab, they'll all be the same process. Grab the new version of the server, look at your server and your updates, your update at Modpack side by side. Remove the similar folders. So back here again at FileZilla, go back and remove the similar folders, the config, the examples and documents, the ID map, library, mods. Remove all the matching folders on your server side. Delete them. Make sure they no longer exist on your server. Then copy over the new mod folders, the config folders, copy all those folders you deleted and files over, back over here, and let it finish. Rename the jar as I just pointed out, and start up again. Always make sure that if you do have a mod pack and it has a world folder, do not delete the world folder. Most likely what that's doing is updating like a Mindtweaker file within a world folder, and that file doesn't change its name. So that's kind of an exception. If there's anything regarding the world folder in the new update of the mod pack, do not delete the associated world folder on your instance. That will delete your world. Just copy it over and have it overwrite the files. That's the only exception to the overwrite rule, if you will. So world folders on the update side, do not delete on the server side. Just copy it over, overwrite. So clear out all the other folders, copy them over, allow them to finish, rename your jar, and start it up. Making sure that you're not touching your world folder or your server.properties file or any of the other ones. I mean, you don't want to delete your whitelist because then you have to remake your whitelist or your ops file. So, I mean, all those things to keep in mind. But again, that applies to pretty well every mod pack that you would run on an instance. And to be honest, this doesn't necessarily even apply to just ThunderPig. This could be if you're running your own dedicated server, or you're running a box at home off your home laptop or desktop and hosting it out for a couple friends. The same process applies, and it's the quickest and easiest and probably safest method in updating your server. Might not be the safest. Um, like there's probably other methods out there. If you use a mod manager and it'll take care of it and yada yada. But doing it the FTP way, that I think is the best way, in my opinion, to do it and make sure that the server comes up each time. So if you have any questions, concerns, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm here to help and make it easier and better for you when it comes to hosting. So this is Brendan signing off for ThunderPig. Thank you for watching.